Well, I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee, and I'm bound for Louisiana, my own true love for to see. It did rain all night the day I left. The weather, it was dry, and the sun so hot I froze myself. Susanna, don't you cry. I said, oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.
Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. If all went according to plan, this episode opened up with a time lapse in which we did this town square. Basically, all we did is lower what was here down by a block and then add 4 entrances to it here, here, there, and there. And that is what we're going to be working on today. It's kind of a smaller project, but it's a very, very important one. It's extremely important that we get the town square right, because if we don't, it's really going to take away from things. So I've got some ideas and some things that I want to do. I've been putting a lot of thought into this and what I wanted to do here. And Regnum, the other kind of major, larger kingdom that we did, that is, you know, what I would call complete. We had a town square that had a big statue in it as kind of a centerpiece and then sort of a market around it. And we could do that again here, but I don't think that would be a good solution. I think we can do better. So I think what I actually want to do here is kind of like I guess you would say like a botanical garden. Well, maybe not a botanical garden. I don't know, a garden park sort of deal, right? So we'll have some bushes and hedges and flowers, and then in the center, we do still want to have this nether portal here, although we're going to change the portal so that it's not just like a, 3x3 portal here on the interior. We'll change it so it looks a bit better and is a bit more impressive and has probably some sort of a structure of some sort kind of built around it. But I think what I want to do first, just as a very minor thing, is I would like to actually make like all the spruce trap doors. And we're just going to go along these edges. Ooh, I didn't think about the corners. Because I was like, yeah, we can just run spruce trap doors along here and it'll be fine. And now that I think about it, maybe that would not be best. Actually, you know what? That doesn't look bad. That actually looks pretty good. I was just kind of experimenting, and instead, I think I actually quite like that. And then we can put like lampposts on there or something along those lines. And I think that'll actually kind of tie everything together, because a lot in the interior here, a lot of this diorite is going to go away and be replaced with dirt and grass and foliage and things that look a lot more sort of natural. So I think that'll actually be really good. I'm getting some ideas, my friends. I think I do need to swing over here real quick, though. And we gotta grab some coarse dirt. And maybe a little grass as well. And I think that'll probably be enough for the time being. Oh, and we need leaves. Although I don't think... Yeah, I don't have any leaves here with me right now. They're over in the storage room over in Bullstone, which, by the way, is called Bullstone and not Woodsong. I misspoke last episode and as predicted, you know, everybody lost their mind. But yeah, that's definitely Bullstone over there, not Woodsong. I don't know why I said that, but either way, you know, sometimes that's the thing with like doing YouTube videos kind of in the style that I do them. I don't do a lot of editing. I don't do multiple takes for the most part, unless I like mess up my intro or something like that happens within the first 5 seconds of the recording. Then I might be like, okay, let's just restart. But I very rarely will cut the video and you know, start over because I misspoke. And at half the time, to be honest, I don't even realize that I do it until the comments let me know. But yeah, it's a thing. It happens. You know, let's actually, if we're going to go with this kind of spruce log theme, sort of wrapping around, I think it would be better if we replaced these as well. These little bits that kind of hold the stairs in place, if that makes sense. Like, this is supposed to be the walkway that goes down. But it doesn't look good if they just kind of come off like this, in my opinion. So I think you need something on either side of them to kind of separate it. And actually, I think that looks pretty nice. That's not bad at all. So then what we would do, I mean, we know now that we've got these markers, this whole thing is square. It's completely square. So we know that, like, if we take this block, this line right here, right here? No? Wait a minute. Is this not square? I thought it was square. Have I misrepresented the entirety of this? I thought that this thing, I guess it's a rectangle, because now, oh, you know what it is? It's almost square. This corner lines up with this part of the nether portal, and then it does the same right here. Okay, so it is actually a rectangle. Oh, okay. That's fine. It just, I literally thought that I had built this as a square. Shows what I know. Wow. I'm special sometimes. Anyway, let's see. Let's do a little of that. We're basically just marking out the area here. This is where the portal is going to go, although it's probably going to end up being more of like a rounded shape, right? Something kind of like this. And this is super easy to do with the beacon setup. So all we got to do is a little of that. And then I think what we'll probably do is like along here, maybe starting like right here and going this way, and then coming to about here. I think that would be essentially symmetrical, right? Give or take. No, here it actually lines up. So it would have to come along right here instead. And I don't think I want it to go all the way up there. I think what we actually want to do is make this line here instead. And just kind of bring it more like in towards the center. And then what we can do here, plant some coarse dirt or put some coarse dirt or whatever, right? And then we'll put leaves on top of this and make this into like hedges. And then we can mirror that in all four corners. And then we could even do something similar, you know, like this, going to maybe even all the way up. Oop, that's right. Ghost blocks are a thing again. We're in 1.14.4, which means ghost blocks they have returned the menace. But something maybe along these lines, right? And then we'll have like a proper pathway that kind of goes up here. You know, we could even do something like this, right? And do hedges in the middle, or, you know, like hedges going around, and then something else here in the middle, like a tree, or I mean, there's a lot of options. We've got a lot of options. That's the big point that I'm trying to make. So I'm going to play around with this for a bit and kind of see what I can come up with as far as the corners. Because the corners, I do know that each of these 4 corners will basically be symmetrical. They'll basically be the same design because that's kind of the style I want to go to. So let me get that taken care of and then I'll catch up. All right, guys, I am back and I think I have come up with a design that I like. Or at least a good kind of starting point for this design. So it's super easy. Basically, you make a little circle in the middle, right? All out of coarse dirt. And then the trick is a big birch tree, a nice tall birch tree. So let me just make sure that I've lined this up properly. It should be what, 2? Yeah. So, boop, boop. So right here, make a little thing like that, right? And then take your coarse dirt. Am I gonna have enough? I'm going to have just enough. Fantastic. And then, as I said, the trick is a tall birch tree. Sometimes birch trees spawn where the leaves will be right here at like this level. You want it up. You want it up as high as you can get it, because it's gonna look just so much better. So let's see. This one would go right there? Right there. Okay. And I don't have enough coarse dirt for all of this, but I do have enough to just plant the birch tree. And there we've got 4 birch trees, and they're all this kind of nice, higher birch tree. And what we might actually do with this is hide right in here a little bit of glowstone. But we'll see. I may do that, I may not. But then I also decided to change this up a bit because the problem was, you know what, let's tell you what, let's do this one completely together because it's not a long, drawn-out process. So what I was originally thinking of doing was something like this, right? Let's take a little of that. Take those out right there. Okay, looking good. And then basically just filling in this whole thing with grass, including these little like walkways that we added. Because if this is going to be sort of a park, we still want people to actually get to these trees. They're not just, you know, for looks. I mean, obviously most parks you're able to like walk around and stuff as well, right? I have no more grass on me. That's fine. I have like all the grass over here. And actually, I'm pretty sure I've got gravel and stuff as well, because I'm gonna need it for more coarse dirt. Yeah, there we go. And then let's just grab half a stack of regular dirt, make me some coarse dirt. Beautiful. All right, I don't need a ton of coarse dirt, but I need a bit. So, okay, I think that's all good. Now, heading back, as I was saying, what we want to do is fill in this whole thing with grass. Like so. And then convert all of it to path block. Because by doing that, it creates a nice kind of contrast from the diorite path, the main path that forms the kind of plus sign, right? This sort of cross. We want to separate these little bits over here. The problem is this diorite cannot be changed out for path block because the trapdoors on top of it prevent you from putting grass here and turning this into path block. So it looked a little off. It wasn't doing it for me. So I was thinking about it and I was like, hey, you know what we could do instead is we could take all of this and we could do more of the hedges, because then it would also kind of match this sort of theme that we have going with the bushes being in between these like spruce pillars or whatever, right? And we could just put oak leaves like so. And then up here, to create a nice separation between this and this area, we can put down trapdoors again. and make kind of like a little fence, right? And it looks totally fine from this side, I think. In fact, I think it actually looks pretty good from this side. And from this side, I think it looks pretty good as well, except for the fact that some of the little grass kind of sticks out, but that doesn't bother me that much. I mean, I have seen a lot of fences that have vines like growing through them and stuff like that. So that really, yeah, as I said, it just doesn't really bother me. And I think it is a nice little kind of feature that will separate the sort of town square from the major roads of the city. So that's kind of what we're doing, and I think it's turning out pretty well so far. So I've got 2 more of these to do. Oh, and then the other thing that I want to do with this as well is... dang it. I don't have any more dirt. I've got dirt over there. But I was doing something kind of like this as well. Just get some texture variation in here so it's not all path block. And I think that'll be pretty nice. We'll just kind of mix that in, make this sort of look like a dirt area, right? With some nice foliage. And then on some of the grass blocks, we can plant just like some grass, right? So we can pretty easily just grow some flowers and grass and stuff over here, and then just replant it. And I think we're going to keep it really simple and basically just stick with the grass. I don't think I want to go and put a bunch of flowers and stuff like that over here, and we don't want to go too crazy with it either and put it on every single block. But just a little bit here and there, I think that could look really nice, and add some greenery to kind of the center of the city. So I'm going to go ahead and get these 4 corners done, and then I shall return. All right, guys, I am back, and the corners are done, and I think they honestly go quite well. Like, this is totally the look I was going for. Kind of not super overgrown, but also not super well maintained. Kind of just like this nice little natural area, which I think looks really nice. So now it's time to do a couple of minor things. First of all, I want to get up in here, and I want to sneak a glowstone block in like that, right? And it's not going to be super noticeable. Like, obviously right now we know that this is here, so you can see it. But you're not really going to notice it unless you're looking for it. And what this will do is give us a nice light source at night. I don't know who came up with this idea first. It definitely wasn't me. I know Etho has definitely done this in his single player world. I don't know if he was the first person to ever do it, or if he got the idea from someone else or what. But either way, I think it's a nice little way to kind of hide some lighting, and we're totally going to take advantage of that right here. So next thing is I want to take out these 4 corners, and instead... not that shulker box, this shulker box. I want to put in some spruce logs, and I think I want to go up like 3 high, like so, because I want to elevate the portal. I want it to be up off the ground a little bit. So, let me go grab, where am I? Over here, okay. Let me go grab some diorite, like so, just a bit. And actually, you know what else we should really do? Is we should really make a... isn't it called like a stone cutter? Oh, you know what? This is why it's not showing up. I gotta be in here. Stone cutter. Haha! What is it? 3 stone and an iron ingot. Okay, well that's a piece of cake. Give me some stone. Because I believe the only way to actually make what used to be stone slabs now is with the stone cutter. I think it has to be. I don't think you can just put 3 stone into a crafting bench like this anymore, because now it makes actual stone slabs, which honestly, like, I'm fine with. It's just going to take some getting used to as someone who did this differently, but that is not how you make smooth stone. Okay, how do you make smooth stone slabs? You make it using smooth stone. I see. Okay, so it's basically they just added an extra step. you do this, and then you do that. I got it. I understand. If I... Does this give me any more? No, it's the same amount. Okay, I'm just checking. I'm still, like, honestly, I know I'm supposed to be, like, a professional Minecrafter and everything, but I'm still totally not familiar with the the vanilla mechanics, the new stuff that was introduced in 1.14. Like, I'm still learning it. So, because 1.14 development was kind of happening when I was going through my super burned out on everything Minecraft phase. So I kind of missed out on a lot of it, but I think it's fine. Either way, we will learn a lot of it together. So this portal needs to go. We're just going to break it for the moment. But then what we want to do I want it up this high? I don't know that I do, now that I'm thinking about it. I think I probably only want to go one high. Let's sleep real quick. Just sneak in here. Oh, wasted a rocket. Oh well, it's fine. Take a nap. And there we go. All right, I think, yeah. I think we want to go lower. I think we want to just bring it up one block instead of two. I think that will still accomplish the same goal, but it will look much better. So we'll just do something like this. Get rid of those. There we go. And then right here is where the portal will go. Right? We'll just put it right in here. And we are still going to have to do something like this. I mean, honestly, like, these bits don't really matter. Let's go 3, 4. Like up to here, I suppose. And then across. So it's going to kind of be the same portal shape as before. It'll just be a bit taller. We'll trim one block off the top of each of these. And then we'll take our stone slabs and go like that. And we just got to remember, this is how you make stone slabs now. That's totally going to take some getting used to. I am guaranteed to forget that at least several times. I mean, to be fair, the recipe is fairly intuitive if you played modded Minecraft at any point. But yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. Okay. This I don't know that I like. I suppose, you know what we could do here? Here's what we'll do. We're going to take our spruce logs, and we're just going to go up the top. Or up the sides, I guess you would say. Like so. Right? Kind of round those bits off. And maybe we'll do the same here. Does that look good at all? Like, I think it would be really cool if this was essentially the center of, like, kind of a custom tree. Oh. That's the wrong spot. We want it here. Right? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I think it would be kind of nifty if we had sort of a fat tree, for lack of a better way to describe it. And then up here, you know, and then the portal was basically in the tree. I think that could be kind of cool, especially if we then sort of branch, you know, like we make the branches kind of come up, and we'll have to spend some significant time, like, properly and also, for the record, custom trees, really not my strong point. So this may end up being kind of terrible. That actually doesn't look that bad. Like, I'm just not good at custom trees, is really what it boils down to. but like that actually could work. It's going to take a lot of leaves and stuff. But either way, I'm going to mess around with that for a bit and see what I can come up with. All right, guys, I am back and it's done. It turned into less of a custom tree and more of a wooden thing with a bunch of leaves on top of it. I'm so bad at custom trees. I really just need to like take time to practice and get good at custom trees. I honestly don't think it's that bad though. I like the fact it basically looks like there's a bunch of like vines and leaves and stuff hanging down. I was kind of like, I started with the idea of doing like a really big tree, and then I kind of ended up thinking of like a weeping willow. I don't know. I think it works though. Like it gets the job done. It's not perfect, and I'm sure it could be better, but as I said, custom trees are really not my strong point. But I think it actually looks like fairly nice. Like the whole area. I added some glowstone on top of each of these just for some lighting. But all in all, like, I think this is pretty good. It's a nice little project, and it definitely provides kind of a nice contrast from the rest of the city. Kind of just a nice centerpiece right in the middle of town, and obviously takes care of the nether portal as well. So I want to jump into the comment of the day. And it says, "Hey Wells, love your series. Watched every single Kingdoms episode of both seasons. Question: have you ever considered building a Savannah desert-themed a Savannah or desert-themed kingdom, or perhaps a ruined kingdom? I'd love to get some inspiration for these kinds of builds." And that is from Hube Swinkles. I probably butchered that name. You know, as is tradition, I butcher names. It's what I do. Anyway, so I have not built a desert or Savannah-themed kingdom in Kingdoms. However, I did have a relatively good-sized desert city, or desert kingdom, whatever you want to call it, in my single-player series from before Kingdoms was a thing. And that series was Welsknight's Realm. It's quite old at this point, and because it was one of my quote-unquote earlier series, the audio and video quality is not quite as good as it is now. I think I want to say that series, I don't think it was my very first Minecraft series, so it's not horrible bad, but I was definitely using a different mic at the time. I did not have as nice of a like recording setup as I do now, so you know, it's a little step back, but it's not so bad that it's like unwatchable like some of my really early stuff. But in Welsknight's Realm, I had a whole desert kingdom there that was kind of like an Adobe sort of style. And actually, it turned out really well. I liked it quite a lot. But then I didn't touch it again. And then I've kind of stayed away from that style since then. Because the thing with YouTube is that people tend to get sort of ornery when you repeat, like, copy-paste ideas. Which is hilarious that I'm saying this because, let's be honest, I build in, like, one medieval style. This whole kingdom has been me repeating the same thing. But anyway, I digress. I've stayed away from it because, you know, I already did a desert kingdom at one point. But I think it's probably been long enough now that the majority of my viewers don't even know that Welsknight's Realm was a thing. Like, that was before I even joined Hermitcraft, if I remember correctly. Actually, Kingdoms might have even started before I joined Hermitcraft. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I think maybe that's something that we will do. I don't know. I also had some people asking me what I'm going to do after Nembanya's done, and I don't really know the answer to that yet either. I have a lot of ideas. I just have to pick one, basically. Desert Kingdom is definitely on the table. Going back and revamping a bunch of older kingdoms, like Solus, for example, that's on the table. I mean, there's a lot of options. So, you know, ironically, Japanese Japanese style kingdom was on the table, and then BOO, who, as many of you know, has been a huge source of inspiration to me over the years, just started a Japanese kingdom. So if I do that now, everyone will be like, you're just copying BOO, because that's the way that YouTube works. But anyway, so I think we'll probably hold off on a Japanese kingdom for a while. But Desert Kingdom is definitely an option. Going back and revamping old stuff is an option. I saw some people tossing around the idea of like an Elven Kingdom. That could be an option as well. There's a lot of different ideas that I have. I just kind of got to pick which one I'm going to do. And maybe I'll do one in Kingdoms and one in Hermitcraft now that I'm wrapping up the Manor project in Hermitcraft. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.